I just got up super early on a Sunday morning and we are going to drive hours to go see a hole in the ground. So this is either brilliant or the dumbest thing I've ever done. I've done some pretty dumb things, so I don't think this is going to rank at the top, but we don't share that on YouTube. We do not narc on ourselves. Other people can narc on us, but we don't out ourselves. When we are being interrogated, we say, I would like to speak to my attorney. I would like, every crime show I've watched, they get caught because they tell on themselves. So we're not going to share those stories here on YouTube. So let's go see which is it going to be. Good idea, bad idea. Let's go see a hole in the ground.
Whatever they call us, whatever they'll do, they're running in circles, circle of fools. Whatever we will miss, got nothing to prove. But in the dark I'm starting to. Whatever they call us, whatever they'll do, we're running together, I'll be here for you. Whatever we will miss, we find something new. But in the dark I'm starting to. I'm missing what's you. I'm missing what's you. Yeah. Voices in my head are killing me. Oh, they're killing my heart. Arms are open wide, but hard to reach. Oh, you look like a dream to me. Don't let me
Hi everybody, my name is Amy and I'm a Tangerine and we are at the Meteor Crater in Winslow, Arizona. A meteor hit the earth 50,000 years ago and it's still here for us to see. So let's go check this out. Alrighty, I'm digging this music here. This is the visitor center and this has a lot of ties to NASA, which I will show you when we get inside. The astronauts trained here for a little bit, so this is going to be awesome. Tickets online, you can go to the website and purchase your tickets, and they have a lot of helpful information as well. She gave me a little brochure, and that was very, very quick and easy. 1,000 years ago, an iron nickel meteorite impacted Earth at 26,000 miles per hour, and with the force of 20 million tons of TNT. How pretty this is. There's an actual boilerplate that was used for the Apollo test missions. It never did go in space. It was tested in the ocean for when they landed. I'm wearing my NASA hoodie in honor of this occasion. It's like a movie. It's like the best picture frame ever. Into the museum and crater center. And restrooms right there too, and we will come back to that. Y'all know I'm gonna shop. It's a given. Here we go. The Apollo astronauts did training here. Patches and some photos. What is an anti-gravity pen? That's cool. An actual piece of the meteorite here that you can touch. It's made of iron. Touching something that is 50,000 years old. The guided rim tour, and that next meets in just a little bit, an hour away. Meteor Crater is the best preserved and first proven meteor crater on Earth. Check out the crater first. My jaw is dropped. I was not prepared for the size of it. Okay, this was well worth the 3-hour drive it took me to get here. This is amazing. Look at this. Wow. Wow. So cool. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. The camera is able to pick up just how massive this is. It's massive. Anything that would have been around would have been just annihilated, vaporized. Observation decks that you can take to look. We're gonna go check those all out. Plane crashed here, and the cost of like removing it was just way too much, so they just buried it in a mine shaft that they have. So the remains are down there still. Because when this crater was first discovered, they tried to mine it for resources. The gentleman that bought this land way back in the day. Oh, way down there. Way down there. That's what we're gonna do. These are the children of Daniel Barringer, the first to identify the origin of the Barringer Meteor Crater. They opened this crater to the public in the early 1930s and continue this service to the public in memory of Daniel Barringer, who discovered the Meteor Crater. In 1903, he began his quest to prove that this unique natural landmark was caused by the impact of an object from outer space. Stairs. There is a lot of stairs, y'all. Lot of stairs. We've been all down there. Look at this scope of this thing. It's really hard to take in. Capsule that we were looking at earlier. See those people look? That's where we were standing just a little bit ago. It kind of gives you the scale of how massive this thing is. Massive. At the very tippy top. We're on top of the world. I'm on top of the world. The museum, I want to learn more about this. Like, I read a little bit online, but I have so many questions. So fascinating, isn't it? This museum center is very nice. They did a very good job with this. Years ago, a meteor ripped through the skies over the land we now call Arizona, traveling at 40,000 miles an hour, 11 miles per second. It smashed into the surface of the high plateau. Within a few seconds, the resulting massive explosion threw millions of tons of rocks over the surrounding area, opening a crater 3/4 of a mile across and 700 feet deep. A shockwave of hurricane-force winds flashed out in every direction, causing destruction for miles. It's a really cool facts and things to look at in here. Yourself in the middle of the impact. Are you ready? Are you ready? This button to begin. Oh. We're in trouble.
Moving at 11 miles per second, a meteor raced through the solar system towards Earth.
Ooh.
Immense shockwaves were created as it approached from the east. Hurricane-force winds drew 175 million tons of material in all directions. The shock melted most of the meteor and spread it with the large plume of
butter us up, we're toast.
It took just 10 seconds and Meteor Crater was formed.
Cool. This is Daniel Barringer. Meteor rocks. Like here is sandstone. Wow, that is really fascinating. Cool, they're talking about how a meteor killed all the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. All kinds of fascinating things in here. Meteor that hit Russia and injured about 1,500 people.
On February
They caught
15,
it on film.
2013, a meteor fell over Chelyabinsk, Russia.
They caught it on camera, y'all. Wow, it's like real life Armageddon. It's like the movie Armageddon. Wow. Oh.
Nearly 3 minutes after the flash of light appeared in the sky,
Bye-bye windows. Whoa. Took 3 minutes for the shockwave to be felt. Meteor Crater coffee shop. It looks really cool. Nice in here. Really comfy and cozy and nice. Cozy that is. I could just get a coffee and sit in here all day. They did such a good job with this.
Trace elements all known to Earth. So there's a pretty good chunk of our periodic table sitting right inside that meteorite right there. Using lead isotope testing, the age of it was determined to be 4.56 billion years old, so it's just a bit older than the Earth itself.
Guided tour along the path of the rim, and it's included in the price of your admission.
Over 300,000 tons, that's more than 3 fully loaded naval aircraft carriers, traveling at a speed of 26,000 miles an hour. When you combine the speed with the weight and density and the angle it hit at, on impact, 80% of that meteor was obliterated, vaporized. The remaining 20% broken into pieces was shot up and out in every direction, including raining back down on the crater itself. Pieces as small as a grain of sand, little tiny spheroids came raining back down and are still in the ground everywhere today. So if you took a magnet and just rolled it around for a bit, you could pick it up and see all the little particles stuck to it. That actually creates a pretty big problem for us here at the crater during monsoon season. With all the metal in the ground here, it turns this place into a giant lightning rod. That's why all of our buildings are wrapped in industrial grade lightning rods and grounding wires. So we do spend quite a bit of time out here tracking the lightning and canceling tours because of it. That fault line there actually runs all the way to California and connects to the San Andreas fault line. So if something really major were to happen out there, we could eventually feel something here. The diameter of the crater from here doesn't seem like it, but it's almost a mile, 4,100 feet. East to west, it is a mile. The circumference, 2.5 miles around. Looking down at the bottom, that ring of peachy discolorment down there, that is a dry lake bed, but not from the initial lake that was formed here. Several thousand years ago, the water table in this area was actually high enough for the crater to hold a series of shallow lakes. 30-degree angle, that's the Beringer Trail. It does start off as a switchback. It kind of levels out where you see it. It takes about 45 minutes to get down, an hour and a half to climb back out. The only people that go down there these days are researchers and staff when we escort them down. But there was a period of time when people were allowed to roam freely around, even go down to the bottom on their own. They quit letting that happen in 1987 due to liability and preservation reasons. And it probably had a lot to do with the fact that just prior to that, a group of people had come out and pushed one of those old Volkswagen vans into the crater. It was actually left down there for a few years after, but eventually taken apart and brought back in. Pressure to shock the quartz in that manner, nuclear bombs and meteor impacts. That's why the Artemis crew will also be here at some point before their mission to do some training as well. The Apollo crew, they tested out their lunar rovers here on the outside of the crater. It's too rough of a terrain for them to actually drive it in there. And this was unplanned, but Buzz Aldrin got in full gear in his spacesuit and he made the hike down. And it was a good thing he did because he actually ripped his suit on one of the sharp rocks on the way down there. So modifications were made to make it more durable so it wouldn't happen again up on the moon. They were also asked to pay special attention to the characteristics of the crater, with the thought being that they could then identify an impact crater up on the moon, take samples from the ejected blanket, knowing that those samples most likely came from the underlayers of the moon. So instead of trying to drill in, they made their jobs a whole lot easier taking what was already on top. Them being out here is the reason we have that guy standing down at the bottom. I don't know if y'all noticed him yet. He looks like a little white Tic Tac, but that's actually a 6-foot astronaut. Standing next to a
6-foot astronaut.
Gives you another idea of how far away that is too. That's about a half a mile away.
Can hardly see him.
All right. Anybody have
Looks like a little grain of rice.
So And as soon as they came over the rim, they just got stuck right in there. The thinness of the air got them. So they did circles, trying to build up enough speed and momentum to get the lift to get out around the inside, but their plane stalled on them and they crashed into that west wall. So if you look down there, you can see two white objects. They look like little specks of trash from here.
Yeah.
And the one sitting next to the boulder, that's part of a 10-foot wing of the plane.
Wow.
The piece to the right and a little lower is the fuselage. The rest of the plane was actually disassembled, taken apart, and thrown down that main mine shaft in an attempt to save money and to try and keep others from doing the same thing, but it didn't really stop anybody though. So this is now a no-fly zone directly above the crater at 5,000 feet.
We just saw one.
This is where we drove in. And look at the mountains, and we are just in the middle of nowhere. This is in the middle of, just in the middle of nothing. Really spectacular. That was really cool. The tour, I highly recommend. I learned so much from her. She was great. He went bankrupt trying to like get the meteor like out of the ground, and then the rock that we looked at is worth $1 million. So then he deeded this to his family, and now they have money. So what you do in life, you may think that you're a failure, but it might benefit to your children and many generations to come. I learned so much. You gotta do the tour if you come. Really, really cool. I'm the last one because I don't want to leave. Watch a movie on the mystery of the crater. Theater here. That movie was super cool because it talked about how them researching the Meteor Crater allowed them to find where the big meteor that killed all the dinosaurs was at in New Mexico. And even going even further back than that, like the creation of everything. Wow, I'm so geeking out. This has just been amazing. Nice large gift shop in here. It smells good in here too. You can buy part of a moon rock here. Cool. I got like a hoodie and a magnet. So let's go say goodbye to the meteor. Oh, awesome day. Awesome day. Meteor Crater is located in Winslow, Arizona. It's just outside of Williams, Arizona, and Flagstaff, Arizona. All right, that'll do it for today's video. I love the Meteor Crater. It was a 3-hour drive to get here, and now I got a 3-hour drive to get back home. Totally worth it. And it only cost me $29 for my admission, and that included the tour and everything that I did here. So probably the best value of things that I have done in Arizona so far. On the next video, we will be returning to Disney World and Florida, and I hope to see you there. So until we meet again, my friends, bye. And it's been fun. Let's do the Meteor Crater again. Oh, I know, there's one more thing I wanted to tell you guys. The tour guide was telling us that that rock that's made of iron that's worth $1 million is just sitting there. And when they found it, it was actually, they like hauled it to like the porch of someone's house. I can't remember who she said whose house it was, but it was on the porch, and because it attracts lightning struck it and burned the whole house down, so they had to move it here. And this whole area is like a mecca for lightning because of all the stone and everything. Isn't that cool? I'm a geek, what can I say? I love you guys all. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in sunny Florida. Bye. If you need me, I will be in France drinking this until the good Lord calls me home. That's where I'll be.